I framed the whole van using those 80/20 aluminum extrusions. I'm an attorney, so I have to carry suits and kind of, formal attire sometimes. The window shades and the swivel seats are a game changer in my opinion. Hey, my name is Fabian and this is my van. Let's go check it out. Welcome to my kitchen. So this is where all the magic happens. I'm a little bit taller, so I wanted to have a countertop that was a little bit higher. So I made sure that I built it a little bit higher. I have a deep sink we have 40 gallons of water in the bottom, and then we have a touch light, and then we have my condiments mainly here, but then I also build cabinets up here for my teas and my spices. I do cook most of my meals, so I have most of my gear here. I do have an air fryer. I do a lot of baking, and then just a domestic fridge. Just a regular fridge with a small freezer. That can hold me over for a couple weeks normally, so it normally does pretty well. And then we have some storage under here. One of the things that I quickly found out is that it's really important to have a ceiling wastebasket, so you can kind of maintain the odors under control, especially with coffee grounds and stuff like that. And then we have kind of like a pantry situation. Towards this side, it's kind of a mess right now, but and then we have more storage back here. We have a 3,000 watt inverter charger. So we do have an outlet here that can power a lot of stuff here in the kitchen when I need it. I normally cook on a camping stove. I do have an induction cooktop, but I don't use that as much because I have to prioritize my power for my computer. I work on the road, so I've been using just the butane cooktop, and that works perfectly. I also have, actually this thing gets used a lot. My jet boil, I use this thing for tea and for coffee. So this is really where I spend a lot of my time, especially in the morning and in the evening when I'm winding down and cooking dinner. So on this side we have kind of like my desk. This makes it nice because I can have, when I have a view outside, I can actually be working on my computer. I normally stand up when I work, so I can be standing up. Sometimes I'll have a nice view. Otherwise, if I don't have a nice view, I have like my calendar and a whiteboard where I kind of keep notes and stuff like that. Beneath this thing, I built some drawers that basically store just like clothes and socks, underwear. As far as the odor situation that I mentioned earlier, I do have a laundry basket that kind of seals, so it keeps the odors again under control. I do have a printer and a scanner below here, and then this is I went for the rustic but practical theme in the van, so everything's kind of exposed, but it's easy to access. So this is where all my wardrobe is. I do have to carry suits. I'm an attorney, so I have to carry suits and kind of formal attire sometimes. I keep some decorations, the map to kind of give me ideas of where to go. Here is a control panel, so this is where I can tell how much power I'm getting. So I do have 300 watts of solar panels on the roof. We do have a S-bar heater. That thing is clutch, especially in the winter months or in the mountains. And then this is where I can control the lights and then dim them or make them brighter. So my inverter switch, and also the switch for my smaller things like the pump, like the water pump and stuff like that, are back here, kind of hidden below. The other thing you'll see is my guitar, and then also this is my workout area. So I keep just a kettlebell and then a foam roller and some yoga blocks. Actually, one cool thing that I've found is that you can use yoga blocks not just for propping yourself up when you're doing yoga, but also on your standing desk. If you put a couple of these and put your computer on top of it, it can really help. Also, when you're doing video calls for Zoom, I do a lot of those. I set my laptop or my phone or my iPad on top of these things, so it makes it a lot easier to have it at eye view. So this is one of my office spaces where I do most of my work. In 2019, I started watching a lot of YouTube videos, actually a lot of the tiny home tour videos, and just got inspired by people being out on the road. And I decided to jump on the bandwagon and build my own. So I went online and actually found, this is the only Mercedes Sprinter that I could find. I chose this one just because of the height. I'm tall, I'm like 6'2", So this is a perfect height for me. I did buy it brand new. It was just the shell, just the van. I got it for 60,000 bucks, and then I spent, I'm guessing between about $25,000 on the electric, on the solar power, the framing, and then it took me about 10 months to build it. I thought it was going to take a lot less, but it took quite a while. And granted, I was only working on it mainly on the weekends, so it was definitely a labor of love. I really enjoyed, watching YouTube videos, learning how to do plumbing, installation. It got to be, some parts of it were more tedious and sometimes frustrating, but in the long run, it was really glad that I got to do it. Welcome to my bedroom. One of the priorities that I had for the build when I first started was a comfortable bed. So sleep is really important to me. So I wanted to make sure that I had the best sleeping situation. So I have a queen size memory foam mattress. It's actually on 8 slabs of 80/20 aluminum extrusions. So it's super sturdy and it's big enough for me. I made it this way because I'm pretty tall. When I built it, I built 2 windows on each side to kind of have cross ventilation. And then I also have the max air fan. This gives it perfect air ventilation, makes it a lot more comfortable. So I do have bedding in these cabinets up here. I have extra blankets, extra sheets. So sometimes if I'm out, if I want to boondock somewhere and not come into the city, I have enough, bedding to hold me over for a few weeks. I made it a fixed bed because I'm a little bit lazy. So I did not want to have one of those convertible beds and have to make the bed each time, going to bed. So I purposely made it a fixed bed. It made it also so that I can have a lot of storage underneath. So underneath is my garage, and then also you can see we have 2 big drawers right underneath the bed where I have just my shirts and pants and stuff like that. I do have a scanner and just like other electronics, just kind of odds and ends. Yeah, having a fixed bed has been awesome. I'm really glad I did it this way, and yeah, it's been perfect. Okay, so one of the other big things for me, as far as living on the road, is having an indoor shower. And actually, before the indoor shower, really quick, I'll go over the 80/20 extrusions that I mentioned. YouTube, I learned literally how to use these things. The nice thing about these is that you can actually bolt them straight onto the van, so you don't lose a lot of space that way. And these things are super sturdy. I framed the whole van using those 80/20 aluminum extrusions. And for the shower, I wanted to make sure it was just a fixed shower. I actually use this thing, I'd say probably daily. So it's basically more of just like a quick rinse, lather and then rinse again. But it's been perfect. I try to work out most every day, so this has been just awesome to have. I can sometimes use it for storage if I'm on the road. I can throw stuff on here and then just move it around whenever I'm gonna take a shower as well. The other thing that makes it work is that I do have a 40-gallon water tank, so that will hold me over for 2 or 3 weeks in most cases. One of my theories as far as van life is that it's really good training to be an astronaut. Once we start going to the moon and Mars, we're gonna have to carry all of our water and all of our supplies. Being able to ration your water, thinking about your waste, stuff like that, is, I think, perfect training for that. So for all of us out there that want to be astronauts, I highly encourage you to consider making sure you have a shower. I think it's worth it. I think it's good training. Okay, so I went with it's a 2019 Mercedes Sprinter, and I bought it brand new in 2019, right before the pandemic hit. I went all in as far as buying the Sprinter. It's a 4x4. It's a 177-inch wheelbase. It's not the extended one, so it's just a regular one. So it's long enough to where I could fit the bed and the shower, the kitchen, and everything. But it's not too long to where I can still maneuver it in the city. I can park in any neighborhood in the city. It drives. It's a diesel. It drives really nice. I do a little bit of off-roading, and just having the 4x4 has been a lifesaver in a lot of situations. Most of the stereo and everything is stock, but it works for what I'm doing. The window shades and the swivel seats are a game changer in my opinion. I watched a lot of builds, and the reason I went with the 2 swivel seats and the window shades is because once you put the window shades up there, you know, you can't see in from the outside. So this gives you so much more space to literally have people over and hang out. I mean, so it gives you this much extra space, whereas, you know, if I would have covered this up, you know, I would have lost a lot of space there. So that's been awesome. So this is also my my office and my dinner area. So I have this lagoon table. This is actually where I do a lot of my work. I work on the road a lot, so this is where I normally either I'm working, I'm having breakfast or dinner, and also sometimes when I have friends over, we can do dinner here, and we can even fit another person on this side, just on a lawn chair kind of thing. Up here it's just an iPad. It makes it easy to have, you know, just a screen to watch, and also an extra screen besides my laptop as well. So makes it really convenient. I did build out a little bit more storage on this side, or mainly hooks, you know, to hang my hats. As you can probably tell, I have a lot of hats, and then just like, you know, sweaters and jackets and stuff like that. Some books. So one of the other things underneath, if I swivel this thing out, I can actually pull out, I have a composting toilet. The toilet, it's a Nature's Head composting toilet. If it wasn't for this toilet, I probably would not be able to do what I'm doing, living on the road. It doesn't have any odor. I do have to empty the pee bottle, you know, every couple of days. One thing I opted out of was putting shelves here. I did look into those, but I wanted to have the headspace here instead of having the shelves. And these small shelves that come with the van are enough for you know, for me. I have a lot of storage and a lot of other places in the van. I don't think I need that for now. The headspace idea would kind of get in the way. I've been able to do this in part because of being able to work remotely. So I'm an attorney. I'm a civil rights litigating attorney. I still have a physical office in Yakima, Washington. I have 2 assistants that actually do the kind of the day-to-day, you know, in-person stuff there. And I meet with my clients and do a lot of my hearings through Zoom. So literally from right here. There are a lot of hearings and trials where I have to be there in person. So I definitely plan my travel around when I have to be there in person. But the fact that everything is now online has made it so that I can actually live this lifestyle and actually work from you know, diverse places, some amazing, beautiful places, and sometimes I have to work from the parking lot of the Walmart, you know, or a rest stop. But in a lot of cases, I get to work from amazing national parks, or, you know, being parked on the beach somewhere, with you know, being able to catch the sunset right from my office. Okay, so I'll show you how I get onto my roof deck. This is where sometimes on a good day, I spend a little bit of time up here catching a sunset or a sunrise. So check it out. So we have, and like I mentioned, this is where the garage is. So I basically installed this thing up here. So we just do one of these, and we made it to the roof deck. Okay, so welcome to my roof deck. And so as you can tell, I have the solar panels up here. One of the things that I can't do without living on the road and working on the road is a Starlink. So besides my cell phone, and I do have another router, the Starlink is clutch, especially when it's boondocking out in the mountains or out, you know, out in the middle of nowhere. This thing will get you know, reception pretty much anywhere. So that's been a lifesaver as far as being able to work and have good reception, you know, for the Zoom calls and emails and, you know, all the work stuff. This roof deck, the main support of it is actually also 80/20 extrusions, and then just regular like deck material that you get at Home Depot. This thing is awesome. A lot of times on good days, I'll actually literally lay it on this is a bean bag. It's super bulky, but it's like the best thing ever. It's one of the moon pods. That's what it's called, and it's super comfortable as far as, you know, either laying on my stomach or on my back, and I can, you know, get a lot of work done that way and enjoy the scenery. It's one of my favorite spots. I don't always get to use it. When I do, it's a good day. So one of the communities that I'm a part of, that I formed, it's called Vanlife Dao. It's a DAO, and it stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. Right now, there's only about 14 of us. The long-term goal is to maybe buy some land as a community. So we are a nonprofit, and the idea would be that we would buy land that the members can live on and steward, take care of, and be able to have a community on the road. I mean, being on the road sometimes gets a little bit lonely. Yeah, so it's nice to have people, people that you can call on, people that you can hang out with, meet up with. So if you're interested, Vanlife Dao on Instagram or Twitter, or vanlifedao.org to get more info on that. Thank you so much for coming and checking out my van. I really hope that this inspires your build. Make sure you check me out. I'm an Acro Cowboy on Instagram. That's the best place to follow along. And there's the links there if you're interested in some of the other things that I'm doing. Looking forward to seeing you on the road.